you everyone for staying on this late to, I guess, listen to what funding we have available. I'll just quickly share my screen. First thing you'll see on my presentation is, obviously it's Tu Manawa Active Aotearoa, but the second thing is that is my contact details. So that's the first thing I want to, I guess, shed importance to. So we, as Sport Auckland, we serve our communities. And I think the best thing that you can do is instead of writing the application half and then contact me, just contact me straight away. So my email address is there, my phone number is there as well. Now heading into it. So first of all, the Tu Manawa Fund is administered by obviously all the RSTs in New Zealand, but Sport New Zealand own the fund and Sport Auckland administer it on their behalf. So just looking at the purpose, and we can see on the screen, there are a lot of words, but the shorter version of that is that we look to get the inactive active. So it's an activation fund that we're trying to, I guess, get more kids that have barriers to playing sport or active recreation or playing, and we try and get them into some kind of activity. Second thing, we have 3 priority groups. So as you can see from left to right, so we have children in high deprivation areas, disabled children and young people, and girls and young women. These are the particular focus areas, and again, it's just put inactive in front of every single one of those because, again, we target inactive. So examples of who can apply. So we've got marae Māori organisations, primary intermediate schools, secondary schools, tertiary education, charitable trusts, regional or local councils, incorporated societies, or for-profit businesses. If you cannot see your kind of entity on there, then it's likely that you're not eligible, but just check our website to double check. Yeah, carrying on. So what can be funded? Looking at it, so the whole fund is based around trying to get kids active, and that's the kind of stuff we fund and put funding towards. So program or project delivery, equipment, officials, and delivery staff wages. It's an unspoken rule, but the kind of rough guide is around 10% of delivery wages. Yes, there's differences there. It's not a perfect formula, but we don't want to see massive admin heavy projects coming through. It's more about just getting kids active in the community. What you cannot apply for, so we don't fund retrospective programs, multi-year programs, cost social or professional or rep teams or anything like that. Capital costs, administration costs, wages, annual salaries, those kind of things. The new ones, the ones that you probably want to know about, Water Schools for Life. So last year we decided, or Sport New Zealand directive decided that we were not going to fund Water Schools for Life in the Auckland area, and also swimming lessons and curriculum time. The funding dates. So the Fast Fund is open, I guess they're just open until the funds are exhausted. So Sport Auckland overall, just a bit of background, Sport Auckland has over $1 million in funds to allocate between July 1, 2022 and June 30, 2023. The last 2 years that this fund's been operating, we have exhausted all our funds. So what I recommend is that you get in touch with us sooner rather than later, because you don't really want to miss out and have a project waiting, and then you have to wait till the next round opens. So we've got the Fast Fund, so that's $10,000 and under. We'll get a response to you within 20 working days. In the local fund, 10,000 and over. So we've had a round just close, and we've got the second round, which is opening in January, so in the new year, and closing in March. If you're looking at one of those large scale projects as well, it's probably, again, best to get in touch and just discuss it with us before you're putting anything through or just even starting the project. Based off, well, just in recent times and recent history suggests that these are the 3 areas that you really want to focus on. So being really, in the summary, is being really clear, concise, and answering the questions that are available. The questions that you get asked in the project summary are: 1, what is it? Will it occur, and who you'll be working with? So just be really clear on the concept. I'd say less is more as well, because we see sometimes applicants come through with a lot of words and they don't really say much. So I think just being, again, really clear and concise. Evidence of need. So again, just trying to, the whole project should be based around a need that is in your community. So using the evidence of need, that's how you're going to base your whole concept around. The ways to do this is just get some survey, focus group data, and also drawings is another way of doing it. So just kind of any kind of evidence of need. And again, just speak to us and we can help you out with that. And lastly, the budget. So we, a lot of the time get quotes, get applications in without quotes for equipment. And in the budget, I would say coaching costs and have a lump sum down there. So instead of going coaching $10,000, it's more about getting the breakdown. So coaching X hours, or sorry, like say 10 hours at $40 an hour equals whatever the amount is. Lastly, we have a lot of resources available. So what I'd like you to do once that website is up is just have a look at those resources. We have an application draft, and that's where you can look at all the questions that will be asked as part of your application. And then from that as well, you can send it to us and we can give you some feedback. We have an application guide document, and this kind of shares with you the whole process. So it kind of guides you through what exactly will be in the application in the system. So take you through the project summary, take you through the evidence of need, how to write in the budget, also the outcomes and measures. So I'd really recommend you have a look at that document. And if you're delivering in curriculum time, it's very important to get the in-school documents sorted. So this is where you work with the school to, I guess you guys work together and co-design a project and find out how it's going to align to the curriculum instead of replace the curriculum. So that's a very important one as well. And again, I recommend you do work with us on that one because that one has tripped up a lot of applicants in the past. And again, the budget template. So we can't have different versions of the budget coming through. There is one set budget that we require all applicants to use, and that's also on our website. So once it's back up and post this forum, we're going to send you a link to the application resources, and you can just have a look in your own time, go through those documents, and you just have a skim through. And again, once you come to the conclusion that it can still be a little bit confusing, just again contact me or anyone from Sport Auckland and we can help you out with that. Aside from that, that is really it. So I think Sam, after this forum is done, is going to send out just a one-pager with a few links, and then also he is going to send out a poll just to get some feedback on this evening.
Yeah, cool. Just a couple of questions and a couple of interesting ones, Scott. Dukai asked, we are a community organization waiting to be a registered trust. Could we ask the local board to apply on our behalf for the FAST fund if they agreed?
Could we ask the who, sorry?
The local board. I'm not really
Local
sure
board.
of their registration status, but yeah, that's an interesting question.
Yeah, that's maybe one to, so there's, I guess, two ways we can do that. So we can work with you to get to that registered status. That's probably the best way to do it. Also, I think I might have to come back to you on that local board question. So flip me through an email and I can ask internally and see what the process is for that.
Okay. So there's another question that's just timing one. In the recent round, the recent local fund round for funding 10K plus, how long before decisions are made or communicated, please?
Yeah. So I left that one off on purpose. So it takes a bit longer. So it's always going to be different. So you see the last one finished on August the 29th. So it closed then. And people are still going to wait for a decision till around mid-October. So the thing is that fund opened on the 25th of July that opened, and then it closed on the 29th. So if you apply on the 25th of July, you'll be waiting a lot longer, a month longer, than if you apply on the 29th of August. So I'd say a rough guide is 3 to 4 months, to be honest.
Cool. All right. And this is not particularly directed at Scott, so I'll probably take that. If you have a large facility project that budgeted over multiple years with large funding sums, where's the best place to start? I think the best place to start would be to get in touch with us. We can have a conversation with you one-on-one, and then direct you to the experts. So CPRW, if you like, just if you're within the Sport Auckland region, just send us an email. Myself, Scott, or anyone in Sport Auckland for that matter. And we can talk to you about your project, or anyone in your position. Just get in touch with us, and we'll talk to you about your project, and we can start you off in the best possible place.